if I connect more than one capacitor, then what happens in this case? Okay, means here suppose for our convenience I am taking 3 capacitors of capacities C1, C2 and C3. Okay, and again I am taking to charge the capacitors, I am taking one source. This is our source. Okay. Now these capacitors, how they connect with the source? Okay. You can connect the capacitors to the source in many ways depending upon the number of capacitors you have taken now. But here basically we discuss two models. One is end-to-end connection, and number two, connecting all the given capacitors across 2 points. Okay. Now I think you can understand what I say. End-to-end means this is one capacitor now. Okay. Its ends are A and suppose C. Okay. Or else you take the point as T. A and T. Now the second capacitor, this is of capacity C1, is connected to the end of first capacitor. Okay, like this, with one end to the first capacitor and leaving the second capacitor like this. It is Q. Okay, here it is having a capacity, second capacitor C2 nana. And then here to the end of third capacitor, sorry, second capacitor, the first end of third capacitor means left end is connected like this, and it is the other end of third capacitor C. Okay, the third end, finally I have taken there only 3 capacitors now. The last end I take it as for my convenience B, the point. Okay, this type of connection end to end, like giving the hand to the first capacitor, again giving the second hand to the third capacitor, like. Okay, such type of connection is called as a series connection, means they are grouped together in series, so it is called as series grouping. Okay, so in this connection, suppose to charge all the 3 capacitors simultaneously and connecting at the free ends. Free ends means finally the free end is A1 left side and free end is B on the right side. Okay, the 2 free ends across these 2 free ends. Okay, and connecting one source here to charge. This is the source I'm taking. Okay, suppose it is positive terminal and the second one is negative terminal. Immediately it supplies the charge, and the charge will be shared one to the other like this. Okay, means suppose difference Nana link already have the same Nana, but all they are connected already. Okay, right. Next, coming to here, suppose the potential difference that it can maintain. Okay, that it can maintain the same potential, sorry, the potential difference V. Then here, look at Nana, that potential difference. Okay, that potential difference actually given across the ends of A and B Nana. Across the ends, there are actually 3 capacitors. That's why this potential difference will be split into parts like this. Means across the first capacitor till here, you will get a potential difference of say V1 till here, and this is A to P and P to Q. Again split it, let the potential difference be V2, and here C3 split it, the potential difference let it be V3. Okay. Then look at here, Nana. By this potential difference maintained across the ends of first capacitor, it will be charged. Okay. Suppose the charge given to the first capacitor by this potential difference is Q. Then all of you know here what's look at that Q tries to induce minus Q here, and then next one coming to minus Q means it will be plus Q, and then minus Q, method of induction, and then here this is minus Q means it is plus Q, and then minus Q. These are the charges across the three capacitors. Okay, so in this connection, first what we have to remember, sir. So in series grouping, in series connection, we have to remember that number one, look at there, Nana. There is no way of splitting the charge. Okay, means whatever the charge coming from the source like this, it is the source. Okay, it is not finding out different ways like this. Okay, to split. It is finding out only one way to pass across the capacitors. That's why, first of all, what he says from this diagram, the charge on all capacitors will be same. So first point in series connection, we have to remember that Q is equals to constant, that is same on all capacitors. Same means if I ask, that is, if I ask, what will be the ratio of charges across the three capacitors? You can say straight away 1:1:1. Why? Because Q is constant. Okay. And number two here, what I say, the total potential difference across A and B between these 2 points, I write it as from A to P, B across AP, plus in continuation P to Q, that is V across P and Q, plus in continuation I can write V across Q and B. Okay, this is the total potential difference across A and B along this path. So here total across A and B, I already considered it as V. So V equals to, I write here, V across AP is already considered as V1. Similarly here it is V2 and there it is V. So look at here, in the series grouping, the potential difference whatever you are giving from the source is not same in all the three capacitors. Is not same means what we have to do, that is split it. So here we can write V is not constant in series group. If it is not constant, you can't write V1 is to V2 is to V3 equals to 1:1:1. Then what can we write? Look at Nana, you are maintaining some potential difference means it is already charged. Charge, after getting a charge Q, you can use the formula Q is equals to CV. Okay. So from this formula, I can write V is equals to Q by C. So I have to write here Q1 by C1 is to Q2 by C2 is to Q3 by C3. But I think here no need to write Q1, Q2, Q3. Why? Because Q is a constant. So I can write here it as Q by C1, Q by C2 and Q by C3. I write. Okay. So you are getting the ratio V1 is to V2 is to V3 equals to, by cancelling the term Q there, you will get 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. This is the ratio. And here the third one, what can you write, sir? After connecting, what will be the total capacity across the ends A and B? Okay. Across the ends A and B, total capacity means that I get from the equation V equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. V equals to, in the same way, I write Q divided by C from the equation equals to V1. In the same way, I write Q by C1 plus V2 Q by C2 plus V3 Q by C3. I will get 1 by C equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C. Okay, it is the formula that to be used to find out the effective capacity in series manner. Okay, so here in series, generally when you come to numericals, most of the times they give only two capacitors in a circuit. So there we have to use a shortcut. Only two capacitors are in series, means when two capacitors are connected in series, then what happens, two capacitors only taken there means 1 by C is equals to, I have to write 1 by C1 plus 1 by C. You can leave it there, but problem is 1 by C is not the answer, C is the answer. So I have to take reciprocal this term. So 1 by C is equals to, after taking LCM, I will get C1 plus C2 by C1 into C2 now after taking LCM. Therefore, I can write C here by reciprocating the term C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. It is the effective capacity in series. Okay, particularly only two capacitors are used. You can use it as a shortcut, right? And here, suppose if I take one more point, suppose this is the fourth point, fifth point, if I take n identical capacitors, n identical capacitors are connected in series, then what will be the effective capacity? Okay, here if you see n identical capacitors means all are equal. So 1 by C, to distinguish with others, I write it as C, yes, C in series equals to all are equal. So 1 by C plus 1 by C plus 1 by C plus n taken there. So n times we have to write. Okay. N times 1 by C means, what can you write there, Nana? 1 by Cs is equals to n times to 1 by C. N into 1 by C. That implies by reciprocating that term, you can get Cs is equals to C by N. Okay. So here you can understand that, suppose if I take a capacity of 2 microfarad or 10 microfarad. Okay, this is C. Suppose if I take, and suppose, and there 5 capacitors are connected in series, means 5 identical capacitors are connected in series. Then I will get effective capacity is equals to, according to the formula, C by N, that is 10 by number of capacitors 5. I will get 2 microfarad. Okay, 2 microfarad means, look at Nana, after connecting them in series, the effective capacity, can I conclude, is always less than the given capacity, means individual capacity. So that will be the 6th point. Okay, later we write here, Nana. First, you can take the points for the series connection. What I am saying, if C1 is not equal to C2 is not equal to C3. Okay. Then the C in series is lesser than who? If I ask, to understand that concept, I can explain with one numerical, you can understand very easily. Let C1 be some 2 microfarad, C2 be, so okay, better, okay, no problem. C2 be 3 microfarad and C3 be 6 microfarad. Okay, let you assume like that, Nana. Then here 1 by Cs, you can find out according to the formula 1 by C1, which is 2, plus 1 by C2, which is 3, plus 1 by C3, which is 6. Okay. So here LCM is 6, Nana. This is 3, that is 2, and it is 1. So it is 6 by 6, which is equals to 1 by 1. So directly you are getting Cs is equals to, look at there, I got 1 microfarad. 1 microfarad here, look at the individual capacities is less than, of course 3, of course 6, is less than even the least individual capacity. Out of the 3, you only look at here, Nana, least individual capacity is 2. It is the least value of the 3 given values here. Okay. So the effective capacity, what I got 1, is less than even 2 also. That's why I can conclude in the series grouping from this example, what then I write here, okay, the effective capacity Cs is lesser than the least individual. Okay, I write like this. Okay, and then here the 7th point, if I ask, what will be the ratio of their potential energies? Okay, potential energies means U1 is to U2 is to U3. Okay. So here it is the potential energy stored in a capacitor, Nana. Try to recollect what is the formula to find out the potential energy. Actually, we have 3 in Saturday class we discussed. They are half CV square, half Q square by C, and half VQ. Okay. Out of 3, you can use any one, Nana, according to the question. So look at here, this is series grouping. In series, Q is constant and we know the capacity values. So in terms of Q and C, I require the formula. So in terms of Q and C, I am finding out here half Q square by C. So if I use that formula here, I will get half, that equals to half Q square. No need to write Q1, Nana. Why? Because Q is constant. Q square by C1 is to half Q square by C2 is to half Q square by C3. So I'm getting U1 is to U2 is to U3 is equals to, look at there, you are getting same as the potential difference. Okay. You can say, sir, here if I use half VQ, sir, but problem is V is not constant here, Nana. That's why I did not use this formula. Okay, right. So here U1 is to U2 is to U3 equals to, I'm getting 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. Look at this ratio is exactly equal to the ratio of potential differences, which is V1 is to V2 is to V3. So in series grouping, what we understood, Nana, the ratio of potential differences is equal to the ratio of energies. That point you can say from the question what you asked, if I use half VQ, sir, yes, half is constant, Q is constant. So here you can say U is directly proportional to potential difference. Directly proportional means the ratio of potential difference is equals to the ratio of potential energies here in this case. Okay, Nana? Right. This is one more point. And last but not least here, in this series grouping, suppose if I ask here, what will be the ratio of the electric field intensity? Electric field intensity, which is depending upon the sigma or the surface charge density. Charge density. Maintain a ratio of, if I ask, of dash, how much? Okay. Then in this case, look at Nana here, the electric field intensity B equals to, E equals to, what can I write? Either sigma by epsilon naught between the plates of capacitor, or I can use V by D. Okay. Their problem is, if I use this formula, I have to consider D constant. Okay. I know the capacity, but not the distance between the plates. And here also you have one problem. E is equals to, again, sigma if you write Q by A epsilon naught. Okay. So here, if I write either or that formula, I have to assume one thing as a constant. Okay. So here you will get two types of answers, Nana. What in the given capacitors, if all capacitors have same area, same capital A, then I can write E is directly proportional to, look at in series, Q is a constant, Nana. A is a constant what he took. Epsilon naught medium I am not changing. So I can say E is directly proportional to Q. Q is a constant. That's why I can write E is a constant. Okay. If E is constant, I can write E1 is to E2 is to E3 is equals to, what can I write, Nana? 1 is to 1 is to 1. And sigma's ratio also. Sigma 1 is to sigma 2 is to sigma 3, which is equals to, what can I write? Sigma is Q by A, Nana. Okay. In series, Q is constant. In our consideration, A is a constant. So both are constant means you will get the ratio as 1 is to 1 is to 1. Okay. So here we are getting the electric field intensity and the sigma's ratio. Okay. Next one, if you consider, if all capacitors, okay, capacitor plates, okay, if the distance between the plates is same in all capacitors, then what can you write? Then look at, come to here in this question, E is equals to V by D. So in that, E is equals to V by D. D is given constant, Nana. I can write E is directly proportional to V. In series, V is not constant. Ratio of V here is what, Nana? Ratio of V1, that is V1 is to V2 is to V3 is 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C2. So you will get E1 is to V2, E2 is to E3. In this case, I will get 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. Okay. But there is a problem to find out the surface charge density, Nana. Why? Because areas are not mentioned. So what can we write here, sir? Sigma is equals to our formula Q by A. Okay. Q is constant, I know. That's why I can write sigma is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So here area is not given, means will you convert that in terms of capacity? I say yes. How, sir? We know C is equals to A epsilon naught by D. Okay. So in our problem, he gave D is a constant. He gave Nana, D is same. So D is a constant. Epsilon naught is already a constant. We are not changing the medium. So you can write C is directly proportional to area in this case. Okay. That implies I can write sigma here is inversely proportional to area is nothing but directly proportional to C. That implies now I can write sigma 1 is to sigma 2 is to sigma 3 equals to 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. Okay. So if you observe here, these two the answers and there those two answers. I think you got one point here. Okay. That point is, okay. Here the ratio is 1 is to 1 is to 1. If the electric field intensities maintain a ratio 1 is to 1 is to 1, the sigma's ratio also same. There it maintains, suppose 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. Look at there, sigma's ratio also the same. So here you can remember these 2 points here for the ratio of electric field intensity and surface charge density. Now you can take the points now. We are going to the parallel grouping. Okay. Another common grouping of capacitors, right? So here, if I come to the parallel grouping, okay, then here series, what we named, Nana, it is the end-to-end connection. One end is connected to the end of the other. But in parallel, okay, parallel grouping, that is parallel connection. In this, keep in mind, whatever the number of capacitors supplied to you to connect, all the capacitors we have to connect only between 2 points, not end to end. Each capacitor should come across A and B without a third point. That is very important. Means you should not connect the 3 capacitors like this. Okay. Why? Because you are creating extra point here. This is wrong. This is not called as all the 3 are connected in parallel. Okay. So here there is no third point. All the 3 capacitors means that 2 ends of each individual capacitor should be connected only between 2 points A and B. Such type of connection is called as parallel grouping. So this is first capacitor, it is the second capacitor, and these are the ends of third capacitor. Those 2 ends also must be connected between only A and B. This is what I said. Okay. Such type of connection is called as parallel. And the source also to be connected between the same 2 points A. Means fourth one we are taking what? Source, to maintain some potential difference. That one also should be connected between A and B. I think you understood. There is no third person, means there is no third point here. Okay, it is only connected, means whatever given there to you, all are connected including the source between the 2 points A and B only. Such a type is called as parallel connection. Okay. So in this parallel connection, by seeing the diagram, first advantage we got, what? For maintaining a potential difference V across the ends A and B. Okay. So look at here, Nana. In this case, I maintain by using a source between, that is between A and B, I am saying the potential difference is V. Okay. Now look at here. The first capacitor is also connected between A and B. So V1 is also in between A and B. Look at second capacitor is also in between A and B. So second capacitor is also across A and B. Third one is also across B, A and B only. So third one potential difference is also VA. So if you see there, you can understand one point, what V1 equals to V2 equals to V3 equals to V across AB, which is the potential difference across the ends of the source. Okay. So in our daily life, if you connect one cell here of 1.5 volts, I am saying across each capacitor, the potential difference will be 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 each. Okay. So the potential difference, look at here and across all will be same. So first point, what you are saying there, the potential difference in parallel grouping is constant. Okay. So in the same way, like in series, if you want to write the ratios, straight away you can write V1 is to V2 is to V3 equals to 1 is to 1 is to 1. Okay. And here, what about the charges are? Now you got one advantage. What is that? The charge supplied by the source, say some positive terminal, the charge supplied by the source, there is a way to split into three parts like this at the junction A. And whatever splitted, that again can join at the junction B, and the total charge again without losing can flow to the cell. Okay. So here if you see the charge, there is a way to split like means. Suppose across the first I am getting Q1, second Q2 and third Q3. Right here, the total charge supplied by the cell is splitted, neither loss nor gain, and here splitted across the three capacitors as Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, this one only we call in lower classes as junction law. Whatever the charge coming to the junction is equal to the charge leaving from the junction. Okay, junction law, what we call. That is, it obeys law of conservation of charge, what I am saying. So here, without losing any charge at the junction, the Q is splitted like Q1 plus Q2 plus Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay. So here, if you see the Q, I can write, means first if you write the second point here, the ratio Q is not constant. From this we understood. Q is not constant means you never get the ratio as 1 is to 1 is to 1 unless the capacitors are equal. Okay. So here Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3 is equals to what I have to write on according to the formula. Q is equals to CV. I can write C1 V1 is to C2 V2 is to C3 V3. Again, I think you understood. No need to write V1, V2 and V3. Why? Because the potential is the same. So here by cancelling the terms V there, you will get Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3 equals to C1 is to C2 is to C3. This is the ratio of charge. Okay. And later from this equation, to find out the effective capacity, Q I can replace with the term CV, the total capacity in the circuit, into the total potential difference across the ends CV equals to Q1, I write it as in the same way C1B plus Q2 equals to C2B plus Q3 equals to C3B. I think now you can understand here by taking V common, The V get cancelled on both sides, and finally you are getting effective capacity in parallel grouping, parallel connection equals to C1 plus C2 plus C3. This is the third point now. Okay, and here in this case, if n identical, same way, n identical capacitors are connected in parallel, okay, then effective capacity C in parallel, I have to write it like a C plus so on n times I have to write. C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus so on. Okay. So here n times I wrote C means there I can write it as NC. Okay. So Cp equals to I am getting n into C. From there you can understand the effective capacity is made n times multiplied with n means effective capacity is increased. That's why I can write the fifth point, the effective capacity is greater than the individual capacity. Okay. There if you see Nana, same question, suppose if they ask if C1 is equals to 1 microfarad, C2 is equals to 2 microfarad, and C3 is equals to 3 microfarad. If they give like this, the capacities in numericals, okay, then effective capacity, look at there Nana, C effective is equals to me C in parallel. I am going to write here according to the formula, if they are not equal, 1 plus C1 plus C2 plus C3, I will get 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6. So I am getting 6 microfarad. Okay. Surely here if you see 6 is greater than 1, 6 is greater than 2, 6 is greater than 3 also. Okay. So if you look at 3 individual capacities, I can say the effective capacity is higher than the highest individual. Okay. So can I write like here, the effective capacity is effective capacity is greater than the greatest individual. Okay, which is higher than the highest individual, what I am saying. Okay, so that you can conclude in parallel, that is Cp is greater than C, highest C individual. Okay, right. This is the fifth point what I say. And then here if they are same way, what is the ratio of potential energies? Now I think you can understand easily by seeing the series grouping. Okay, there we preferred half Q square by C nano. Why? Because there Q is constant. But here Q is not constant. That's why it is not preferable. Then if you see the other equation half CV square, I think it is preferable to you. Why? Because V is constant in this parallel grouping. That's why I'm going to what equation? Half CV square. So half C1, no need to write V1, V square, V is constant here, is to half C2 V square is to half C3 V square. So here half and V square get, if you cancel in the ratio, you will get it is equals to C1 is to C2 is to C3. Look at Nana, C1 is to C2 is to C3 is nothing but the ratio of charges. So here the ratio of the potential energies is equals to the ratio of charges in case of parallel and the ratio of potential differences in the case of series. So understood Nana from here? If I come to the ratio Seventh one, like what is ratio of electric field intensity and surface charge density? Okay, here to say either or, again we need two conditions, whether A is constant or D is constant in a capacitor. Okay, so in case one, what I am taking, if A is equals to constant like in series. Okay, A is constant means I can say sigma is equals to Q by A. Okay, here Q is not constant, Nana. So A is given constant, then I can write sigma equals to directly proportional to Q since A is constant. That implies I can write sigma 1 is to sigma 2 is to sigma 3 is equals to straight away Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3, which is equals to, that implies this is equals to C1 is to C2 is to C3. Sigma ratio over Nana. Then I am coming to here. What is the electric field intensity? Better I write in terms of sigma only. Why? Because I know the ratio of sigma. So E is equals to, if I write sigma by epsilon naught, okay, we are not changing the medium. So I can write E is directly proportional to sigma, so that I can write E1 is to E2 is to E3 equals to sigma 1 is to sigma 2 is to sigma 3, which is equals to C1 is to C2 is to C3. Again, we found the ratio of electric field intensity and the surface charge density will be same. Once again, proof like in series. Okay. And second condition, if D is a constant, distance between the plates is constant. Okay. Then in that case, what can we write? Then I go to first E is equals to V by D formula. Okay, minus delta V by delta R model, V by D. I can write here in parallel V is constant. V is constant means I can write E is inversely proportional to D. Okay, sorry, E is directly proportional to V. Here D already given constant, and in parallel we know V is constant. V is constant means everything here constant on our right hand side. That implies I can write E is a constant. Constant means I can write E1 is to E2 is to E3 equals to 1 is to 1 is to 1. Okay. And sigma's ratio also you can write very easily here. Okay. If I take again the formula, E is equals to sigma by epsilon naught. Okay. I am not changing epsilon. That implies sigma is directly proportional to E from this formula. That is, E is a constant. That implies sigma is also a constant. So you are getting again sigma ratio sigma 1 is to sigma 2 is to sigma 3 equals to 1 is to 1 is to 1. Okay, this is the story about what Nana, the ratio of electric field intensity and the surface charge density. Okay, and this is a small story about the series and parallel grouping of capacitors. Okay, in this case, suppose here while connecting in series or parallel, sometimes they try to confuse you, Nana, when you come to numericals. If they give the circle straight away like this, end to end, without any change in the form of circuit, then anybody can identify, sir, they are in series, I know everything, sir. Okay. If they are connected like this, then also the student can easily identify, sir, all the three are in parallel. I know the concept, sir. But sometimes they try to confuse. How, sir? I will explain here. Before starting those confuser circuits, first I give one small basic concept, okay, related to that. that models, those models. Here, suppose if I take one capacitor now, okay, to charge, first of all, what you require, you need, keep in mind, not the potential difference between the two ends. Okay, that will be supplied by the source. Once again, I am repeating, not the potential difference. Okay, means here suppose it is positive terminal and that is negative terminal of the cell. Okay, and by that you are getting here suppose plus 2 volts and there 0 volts or minus 2 volts something. Okay, look at these two ends are not at the same potential. Means these two ends, nothing but these two ends are not at the same potential difference, and the potential difference here will be plus 2 and minus 2 means potential difference will be 4 volts. 2 minus of minus 2. Potential difference means like V1 minus V2 is the delta. Okay, so the potential difference I am getting here is equals to 4 volts. Right? So if you maintain a potential difference, means the potentials here and there are not equal, then some charge will come to the capacitor, then charge will be stored, means E is not equal to 0. You will get some charge, non-zero value on the capacitor. Okay, so here you will get some charge, but problem is, here suppose it is one capacitor, okay, connected to the source. Suppose this is the dead source, okay. How can you say the source is died? Okay, then here if it is the dead source, okay, then it can maintain a potential on both sides like this, plus 2 or simply 0 0. Okay, means my intention is it is maintaining a potential difference between the two ends equals to 2 V1 minus V2, which is equals to 2 minus 2, which is equals to 0. Okay, it is called the dead source. So look at here the potential difference between those two ends. If you check, I got V1 is equals to V2. If the potentials across the two ends of capacitor are equal, there is no potential difference, hence there is no charge. Why? Because charge you will get according to the formula C into V, where V is not the potential, where V is the potential difference, PD. P stands for potential, D stands for difference, potential difference. Okay, so you require not the potential across the two ends, you require some potential difference. Okay, if that is equals to 0, then obviously Q equals to 0. In this case, I am getting Q is equals to 0. Okay, such a type of connection is called as the short circuiting the capacitor. Okay, it is called short circuiting. Okay, that circuit is called as short circuit, and the process is called short circuiting the capacitor. Okay, this model is important for us. Then in diagram, how to represent say some capacitor is short circuited. Okay, that in diagrams we represent like this. Okay, we represent the circuit as shown. Okay, how you show that ones are short circuited? Yes, suppose this is one capacitor. Okay, instead of drawing like this and saying plus 2 and minus plus 2 or 0 and 0 or minus 2 and minus 2, instead of saying like that, simply I say I draw like this. Okay, If I draw like that, you can understand that there is no potential difference between the two ends. Okay. So every time when you come to circuits, try to remember this one now. If suppose like one line is connected between the two ends like this, okay, or better you say wire, one wire is connected like this, the two ends, then here we say the capacitor is short circuited. Okay. In this case, what is the advantage or disadvantage, sir? In this case, you are maintaining zero potential difference, means it is not charged to the capacitor. Not charged means like empty glass. Taking off empty glass in a circuit while charging is actually unnecessary, Nana. Okay. So here, look at, in this case, if you see, the Q directly I can say 0. If there is no charge, no use of this capacitor, no use, straight away you can take it as like this one, without the capacitor. Okay, so it can be redrawn. It can be redrawn like this, as shown. Look at the above one and the below circuit. What is the difference? Actually, in the above circuit, there is a capacitor. That capacitor I removed from the circuit. Why? Because it is not charged. Not charged, useless. Useless, directly be removed from the circuit. Okay. This is called as short circuiting, Nana. That short circuiting concept, how to use when you come to diagrams, I will explain it later. Okay. Suppose in a circuit, 1, 2, 3 capacitors are given like this. Okay, their capacities are like 6, 3, and 6 microfarad. Okay, this is the circuit. If I ask, okay, what is the effective capacity, okay, C effective across A and B, there is no second thought, there is no confusion. Straight away I am asking the capacity, effective capacity between A and B, means they are in series. So very easily you can say the answer, sir, 1 by C is equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. This is equals to, you will get, after taking LCM, 6, 1, 2, and 1. This is a 4 by 6, sir, which is a 2 by 3, sir. It is not the answer. That implies C effective after reciprocating, you will get, it is 3 by 2 microfarad. Okay. Actually, no need to explain. You know this concept and you can solve it by your own. Okay. So here, the above circuit is given again in the similar way, but with the small changes. 6 microfarad, 3 microfarad, and 6 microfarad. Okay. Again, he is asking what is the effective capacity between A and B with one small change. Okay. Equals to how much? What is the small change, sir? He gave the circuit like this. Okay. Now you are involved in the short circuit concept. If a capacitor is short circuited like this, you can remove that capacitor from the circuit. So straight away here you can write how, or you can redraw the circuit as 6 and 3 microfarad is removed. Why? Because it is short circuited. This is the symbol, means this is the circuit symbol for the short circuiting. And here that is short circuited means straight away without the capacitor, I am taking here the third capacitor there between A and B. So it is 6 in continuation. There is no break, Nana. Just the path is changing, but there is no change. Straight away you are coming to the second one without splitting anything. You are coming to the third capacitor 6. Look at there, Nana. No change of the circuit form. Okay, with the means by eliminating the capacitor 3 means what I am saying, again they are in series. Okay, they are in series, that two identical capacitors. Identical capacitors, already I told, in series grouping the C equals to, that implies C effective equals to, I write it as C by N if they are identical. So straight away I can write C is 6 by N. Number of capacitors are 2. 6 by 2, you are getting this is equals to 3 microfarad. Okay. Look at the circuit is appear like series, but just one capacitor is short circuited. The total answer has been changed there after solving. Okay. And the third model, same circuit here given. Same circuit, 6, 3, 6. Again, I am asking, what is the C effective between A and B? With again one change here. What is that, sir? Suppose if I connect like this. Okay. So here, anybody respond? How many capacitors are short circuited there?
2, sir.
2, which are
6 and 3.
6 and 3.
Very good. So these two are short circuited, means those two straight away you can remove from the circuit. Remove from the circuit means if you see there, the circuit is appeared like this. Okay, these two are eliminated from the circuit, and straight away you can say between A and B there is only one capacitor. Therefore, C effective is equals to, I can say straight away, 6 microfarad. Okay, and here fourth one, I am not interested to connect here one wire across these two ends. Why? Because all the three capacitors are here perform short circuited and no capacitor is there between A and B. That's why you can say easily C effective in this case without my explanation 0. Okay, no need to explain there. But I'm interested to explain one concept here, means one model here. That is, look at here in this all circuit, second model or third model, of course, even fourth model there, you are short circuiting with only one type of wire. Okay. But if I short circuit with 2 wires like this, means this is 6, it is 3, and again it is 6. Okay. Between A and B, look at here. This is the fifth one. Okay. I am connecting 2 wires like this. Okay. If I connect only one wire, you can say the answer. It is identical to the third model. Okay. But I am connecting one more here like this. Okay. This one you have to understand it properly, Nana. C effective is equals to again across A and B. How much I am asking? Okay. So in case of short circuiting, there is only one wire to short circuit a capacitor or group of capacitors here. Then it will be very easy to solve the short circuiting. But if you take 2 wires there, okay, given like, then how to simplify the model? How to simplify the model? Okay, look at here. By short circuiting, I can't remove these two capacitors. Why? Because one more short circuit came in between these two. One more short circuiting. That's why how to simplify, sir? Better you go to the basic concept of short circuiting. What is the basic concept I explained previously? Short circuiting means you are maintaining the same potential at the two ends of that short circuit. Okay, I already explained previously. Suppose if here you maintain plus 2 volts, there also plus 2 volts, so that potential difference is 0, what I told. So come back to your basic concept, Nana. Here you assume this is the point C and it is the point D. Look at, by short circuiting like this, whom A and C, can I say V at A is equals to V at C? Let it be V1. Okay. In the same way, look at here. This is the point B. Okay. And it is short circuited to D. B is short circuited to D means VB is equals to VD. Let it be V2. Okay. Now you check once now. First capacitor, here I am finding out, appear to be there are 1, 2, 3, 4 points A, B, C, D. But potentials you see there, I am finding out only two potentials, V1 and V2. So better I take 2 points here, which are maintained at a potential at the potentials of one is V1 and other is at V2. Okay. Means here I am maintaining a potential difference of V1, there I am maintaining a potential difference of V2. So it is better. I think you can understand. Okay, simplify. In this case, look at here, Nana. V1 means V at A. Okay, here the first 6 microfarad, one end is connected. One end is connected. And the second end of this capacitor is connected to D. D means connected to V2. So the second plate of 6 microfarad is connected to D, that is to V2. Here connect. First capacitor over, Nana. Okay. Come to the second capacitor which is in between D and C. Okay. D is nothing but V2, Nana. So V2, the second capacitor, first plate is connected. First plate is connected. This is 3 microfarad, Nana. And the second plate is connected to C. Second plate is connected to C means C is at V1. At V1, okay, the second plate is connected to V1. So it is the 3 microfarad capacitor. Okay. And then look at the last one, Nana. Here, first plate of the third capacitor is connected to C. C means it is at V1. So at V1, yes, at V1, okay, the first plate of 6 microfarad is connected and the second plate of that 6 microfarad is connected to whom? B. B is at V2. Second plate is connected to D, which is at V2, means V2. It is connected. Look at, actually you short circuited the total series grouping with 2 wires. By short circuiting like this, nothing, means not even a single capacitor is short circuited, and totally the frame, means the final form of the grouping is changed. Appeared like a series, but after short circuiting like this, all the 3 are actually okay. So look at there, Nana, they are in parallel, means effective capacity C effective is equals to in parallel, not 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. That is 6 plus 3 plus 6, which is equals to how much, Nana? 12 plus 3, 15 microfarad. Okay, right. Oh, already Ramesh sir put